Yo, what's up, dude and dudettes? My teeth are not yellow. You're just saying the wrong view. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, let's talk about what we need to do today. Jesus, do you have anything in mind? Yes, you do. Let's see what it is. Jesus, what is it? Talk to you and them at the same time. I can do that. So you guys are able to work. And that's as Jesus says out of his own voice. Some aren't. Some will work for free. And others will work for money. While I do a little bit of both, it shows me I could be classified as either way. There's a lot of different stigmas and a lot of appreciation that needs to be ran through this life. Just like that. That's what he says. That's what Jesus says. He says he loves you guys. Everybody watching, he loves you. Everybody not watching, he loves you. He says, thank me for conveying the word, because no one really understands it anymore, and they're too scared to speak about it. Devils will do the same thing Jesus does because they read his mind, my mind, and God's, all because we're trying to teach them the right way, and they don't make sense of it, all because they don't listen. They feel the first comfortable thing is what they're supposed to do. The next comfortable thing is supposed to be what's for them. But it's really not for them. It's for all. Parts of them will change. Parts of us will change. There's a lot of deliverance. Jesus, I want you to touch down on voices now. Yes, Mike, is what he said to you. Now, he's putting information in your head through silence. So you'll be able to react and have fun in a different way. So if you feel your knowledge evolving and you feel you're getting smarter, then me and Jesus are on the right path. But if you feel the same, don't worry, we'll work at it. You don't have enough belief in us yet. And we can't just take over your soul and save you when you don't accept us as your saving. Because you think you can save yourself. Well, you can save yourself, but it takes a lot of work. You don't need me and Jesus to do everything. We send you the information you need to manage. Open your prophecy, meaning carve your future. Imagine yourself in all these different places and living there in harmony with the people, with technology that you couldn't explain. Then you'll also see yourself advancing, because it's not explained, it's silence. And when you advance, silence becomes loud, and voices slowly take over. And when you get mad about a voice taking over your body, that voice does not want to do it again. So when you want them to come back, most likely 9 to 5, they're not going to come back. The 5 is for the halfway point to 10, which is a 50-50 chance you'll come back. Just depends on how you're treated. Now, my spiritual form glides through the air. My spiritual form fights through the air. Why don't you try to take a swing at me and see how I twitch? See what I'm saying? How the camera's twitching? Because people are trying to take the hits at me. See how my head's twitching? And my phone is switching? When I'm silent, nothing happens. I'm dodging attacks. I'm fighting attacks constantly. Satan's already tried to take over Israel in spirit form. He's trying to get a girl to have him as a kid so he can grow up to about 6 or 7 years old and take over Israel. So he's about 7 years in. He's trying to do it now. And I don't know which kid he is, but I hear his voice. I know what's evil and the difference between evil and good. So when I do hear his voice, I don't know if I'll hurt the kid because he's just a kid. In human form, he's not just a devil, he's human. Meaning, you can't just take out a human. You could take out a devil without getting in trouble. But a human has many, many protectants of people. And they protect children like no tomorrow. So when that little bitch grows up, he's gonna be my bitch. You watch. He's already trying to trick the kids into homosexuality. He does it to my little cousin. Has him touching my ass and shit, and I tell him not to. I try to train him in the right way. I try to call him gay so he'll come out of it. And he's still, yo, I'm gay. Bitch, you ain't gay. Shut the fuck up. You don't even know what life's about yet. You need to feel that homosexuality is the wrong way to go. If you sacrifice yourself, then you're not going to make it very far. If you sacrifice me, you're not going to make it very far. You sacrifice Jesus, you're not going to make it very far. There's a lot of different ways to go. You can go with the aliens. You can go with the robots. Whatever your ability is, that's where your placement is. All Earth is a placement. It's a test, 24/7, 24 hours a day. It's a test. Because when you're sleeping, you're still dreaming. And when you're dreaming, you're still fighting. And when you're awake, you're still fighting. When you're going to sleep to fall asleep, you're still fighting. You're trying to fight the day on and trying to get to sleep so you can just ignore the rest of the day. Well, that's not the way to go. You have to be happy about fighting. You have to be wondrous. If you're not happy about fighting, then you're not fighting the right battle. If you're loving fighting and you're having a great time fighting people and just having fun, then you're training. That's all that is. But if you're angry when you go into that fight, but you're a happy soul, then most likely 9 times out of 10 you're going to be fighting Satan. And you'll lose. All because he cheats. He'll let you knock him out, right? And then he'll go into the future where he's not knocked out at the same time that he is knocked out. So that means you got to knock his future self out, his past self out, and his present. So don't give up just by knocking him out once. Keep swinging. That's why the UFC people see people on the ground and they just keep attacking like they see blood and they don't give up. That's because they see Satan in different bodies and the opposite fighter sees the same thing. So when they lose, they feel that they lost against Satan. But really it's God army training. And it's basically saying one's better than the other. Whoever wins that fight. But there's a lot of cheating you have to do. There's a lot of skills you have to learn. And there's a lot of abilities that you have to use. If you feel lost at any time, comment and I'll write you back. Not a problem. You don't understand something, just ask. I'll help you understand it. Now, your first sacrifice should be for Jesus. So this is what I want you to do. Take a spiritual blade in your hand, cup it. Cup it. Stick it in your heart, push it really hard, and you'll feel the center of your chest shatter. Hold your hand there, keep the knife there, and let it go all the way in and out the other side. Now say, Jesus, this is my sacrifice for you. If I die, then I'm not going to heaven. And let go of the knife. You'll feel pain, you'll feel excitement, and you'll feel gratitude. And then you'll slowly heal. That's to show you what you won, just for your sacrificium. Which I'm not going to tell you what that is. You can learn it all yourselves. Ask Jesus through sound and he'll tell you. Place his voice on the sound that makes sense. When you're placing his voice on the sound that makes sense, he's always talking, which means he could be talking to somebody else. So be careful. Don't just accept that he's talking to you. Just know that he's talking to you. And be there by answering the simple questions that all these same people before your age had before you, or you're asking them in a different way, you know what I mean? So you ask them in a different way, and new knowledge comes about. You come up with a new question, and the real Jesus is there. So why don't you ask him something like, don't trees tall? That's the same thing to ask him. Are trees tall? It's just a different way to ask it. And he said yes. Can we grow that high? He says no way. Through my fingers that were on my face, if you notice that. It means you don't have control of yourself quite yet. And when you do get control, you're going to try to take control of more than one thing, because you understand it, and some people don't. You've seen people that are misunderstanding your whole life, so you're trying to point out to them new ways. And my new ways are to use my mind, sacrifice my body for humans, spirits, not demons, not devils, but gods and godlike characters. Godlike is everybody on earth. Because you were in the womb, you made yourself. This is how. Jesus asked you what you wanted. You told him what you wanted. And it took a lot of explanation to get there. Years and years of explanation. And then finally, you built yourself into what you wanted Jesus wanted you to be. So, you basically built yourself for Jesus. So saying that, you're all God's children. Because he was the first one to help you regenerate your body. I regenerated my body in many different ways. When I grew older, I knew how to heal faster. I could heal my body from basically any pain. This thumb was broken. Doesn't look broken, does it? Well, I OD'd. I ate 120 some pills. And I found myself trying to carry myself across the floor. But I couldn't make it but 5 steps and fall down on my face. So, moral of the story is, you're not going to OD if God doesn't want you to. You'll OD, but you won't die. You'll go through a sickness and a pain for you to give up on your OD. And then you have to answer to God. I answered to God. The very next day I was woozy. And I almost fell a few times. But after that day, I went to sleep for the rest of the day long. Woke up about 12 o'clock at night. Relaxed. And sat back and said I'll never do it again. Last night I ate 8 pills. Maybe 10. So that means God wants me to keep fighting. In my way. He doesn't want me to OD. But if it's the fastest way to get to him, he accepts it. Because it's not killing yourself if you know you're going to heaven. If you're going to heaven, then how's it killing yourself? It's not killing yourself. It's delivering yourself from evil. It's saving yourself. So take your sacrifice and go forward with me. Take my hand and we'll lead the army of God to beat Satan. We'll never fail again. All the attributes that I have are really skilled. I run fast. I jump high. And I'm slick. I could tell you a lie that seems like a truth. But later on, I'll tell you the truth to fix the lie. Which means I never lied. Because I always told the truth later on eventually. Or in a different time zone. Some people came back to say he told the truth. To snitch on me. But it wasn't the right time for it because it would hurt that soul. I've seen people cry over the things I've done. Like my mom and my sister and my dad and all my family. So let's just end this with, have a happy day. Amen.